I gotta be careful. I'm, got a story about my life that's kind of deep for the country that nobody knows about. I had a Russian lady and 3 vets play a game with, tell me some things, and somebody played a game with my life. And I'm born under a guy that was above the CIA. Come out of the loin. Did you know there's above the CIA or somebody that supplies them with their information?
I didn't know.
All right, I was also grew up around a family that was in the dad was in the Committee of 500. You know what that is?
No.
Those are the leading 500 businessmen, if they're still the same, that advise the president on what he's going to be doing. I also had Eddie Bauer's nephew on the Cars and Clothes rescue my mother from my father. And I had a miracle that saved my mother's life when I was a kid. And the same thing that I did for my mother while my dad was choking her out, I had 2 miracles in that bed, and both of them ended up in the same spot, downstairs at the bottom of the stairs. The first one was the Silmar quake. I could see my whole room in rainbow color, and when I opened my eyes, I could only see the picture that everybody else gets to see, what's in front of them, and in regular color. But the picture never changed. Just the rest went away. Weird story, isn't it? It was all in the year of 1971. My dad was flying back and forth from Vietnam. An Apocalypse Now story, one they use on the public's head. It's kind of what went down in Vietnam without him sitting in the jungle.
Well, I'm glad I got up there and got to talk to him a little bit. We got a little bit of heritage in the area. Not going to have too many people be able to share that. So I think that's good footage for people who want to look back on the history of the area and perspective, right?
It was nice. It's a good start. Maybe one day it's a real big deal. Like I said, all the modern elements that you see cooked out of the ground along the pressure spots along this crack called the Moon and Trabuco. You listening still?
Yeah, I'm still on.
Because I have the 15 pieces or so of natural plastics that prove all this.
Now, what do you mean when you say the 15 pieces or so of natural plastics?
Well, it took me 25 years to understand the Earth. And I found a lot of rare things that are around here that you can't find anyplace else on the Earth. That explains the rest of the story that you need to understand the Earth. They lied in history. In the 1500s, 5 guys, 20 years apiece, said they were studying for this cause, and Darwin finished it at the first 20 years of the 1600s, and they came out with a bullshit story about the Earth that's not even near true. You listening still?
I am.
So anyways, and the vet, the Russian lady, showed up and pretty much let me know what happened in Vietnam, besides the little shit my dad told me growing up. So why that ended up happening like that, I don't know. But when he died, I didn't grow up with him, but they said he was the silver-tongued trio, the silver-tongued devil of the trio that owned and ran Belmont Shore in the 70s and 80s. You know where that's at?
Long Beach.
Yeah, they started the first Grand Prix over here. They started that Grand Prix, and his buddy started the sports bar in the United States called Legends, and he became a part owner in a restaurant with some Rams coaches the year they went to the Super Bowl.
Steelers won that game.
Yeah, that's because Cromwell shouldn't have went for the fucking interception. He should have just slapped the ball down. But I'm not into sports anymore. All this stuff I had to deal with in life.
Right. Well, go on.
Else has that time. I've been around a lot of stuff. I was raised by a policeman from age 11 to 18. This Eddie Bauer that you see on the Cars and the Clothes, 6'4", 260, a policeman in Long Beach who was on every department in the force. He went and got the bad guys. It was like SWAT before there was SWAT. Sorry.
Eddie Bauer, Long Beach, huh? How about that?
Oh no, his name was David.
Oh, David.
Yeah, it was Eddie Bauer's nephew.
Wow.
He was 6'4", 260. He was like Clint Eastwood and John Wayne shook up in a bottle and let out.
Wow.
And he watched those 2 guys on TV all the time. He'd watch the movies all the time. anyways, I don't know where I was at, but yeah, I know a whole lot of stuff that you wouldn't even believe, like some guy that hadn't even been to a war.
Do you have foxes up in here?
Yes, we do.
I saw a baby fox down here coming across this concrete bridge.
We have 3 different types of fox. They're all the way from El Toro. Well, when I was younger, I seen a gray tall fox. We have cats. We have about 4 different types of bobcats. So one's a lynx cat, I think that the Spanish brought over. Lives down over to the left more. But he's long-legged and his fur ends and he becomes short hair from the middle of the body down. And then there's, I think, a blending of the others. But we have the regular bobcat, and then we have these like jackal-back-legged ones, you know, and then those jackal ones will change in their look. And we have like 3 different types of foxes throughout the county. We got a red-tailed fox with a white tip, and then we have that gray fox that I seen one time when I was younger, but I haven't seen him in a long time. Ever since I was young, I saw a lot of rare things here. The rarest things on the earth are here. There's a couple of 30-foot snakes in a place.
Wow.
That they don't know about.
Don't need to see that.
Oh, man, I don't even think they're harmful. I think they're probably a corn snake.
Right. Well, the fox I saw had a really long tail. It seemed to be a baby.
What they
It was
have,
only about a foot tall, a really long tail.
what they have, yeah, there's up here is this bulkier fox that I've seen nowhere else. It's kind of like almost a red tail that's gotten a thick fur, and they almost look like a dark black-gray auburn look and a real thick tail on them. Is that the one you saw?
I think it is.
Pretty solid little character, and his tail stands straight. Like you saw a young one. I have seen a young one a little bit around lately, off and on. He was in the middle area here somewhere, wasn't he? Yeah.
And when I was coming up, the forestry guys were trying to talk me out of coming up here. They tried to warn me. They saw a mountain lion at the one point.
Fuck all that shit. I wonder why. You know, who are all these people? Who are you anyway? So, like you and Mike were grooving. And then when they see, I don't know who all these people are eventually. I don't know, forces were a cause, the end of the age, who the fuck is who? I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's a weird time on planet Earth, but you know. I have my Christian brothers that I can rely on. I haven't seen them for a while, but they know the truth. And they brought me up here to deal with things, and I had to deal with a lot of different angles, even with the one who brought me up. I caretake their house. And also the one next to it. The boss of the team. Don't use that name or nothing.
Hey, we're going to cut that.
But yeah.
How do you want me to introduce you in this video? Is it just Vito, or you want me to use a full name?
Oh boy, if I was to get on a video, Earth would hear a lot of different stuff. I think I should talk to the police first, you know what I mean? 'Cause I could get into so much stuff, and I don't know, maybe it doesn't matter. I'd like them to hear everything I got to say and expect everything.
Well, you don't have to make any confession. We're just
There
enjoying
ain't no
the ride.
confession. I'll confess to everything I've ever known in my life over and over again. I don't give a shit about that. The point is that I need to know about them understanding all the weird shit that I've noticed around this mountain, continuously cleaning this road up so you don't see no shit on it. And then when there's stuff laid on it and it's strange, I know it. Why the others try to sweep that shit aside when I bring it up. You know what I mean? It's like it didn't happen. I'm not fucking just some accidental idiot. You know? In other words, if you don't understand that, I make sense. I speak my mind. I'm built up and able to speak, you know, truth, you know, because I've lived by the truth a long time. Something happens to you then.
Excuse me.
I've had a lot of strange things happening for a long time. Shit, you want to have an interview with me, I'll go sit over there at, there's a policeman I know I told some stuff about that happened to me in the mountain at first. I mean, this guy took me down by the throat and told me he thought I reminded him of his mom. He was acting like he was killing a girl. There's a lot of shit I got to tell everybody. I only told that to people close to me, certain things on the whole time I was here. I had to fix the windows in the cabin. They'd been busted out twice. They brought me up here because of all the strange shit that was happening. And it's continuous. It's like I don't think anybody else would have attempted to handle it. You listening still?
I am. I'm recording. We've been recording the whole way down the mountain.
I ain't got nothing to hide. Ever. Actually, I'd like to talk about it over and over again all day long.
Good for you, man. good to let things out.
I'll say again?
It's good to let things out.
Yeah, not many people were ready to listen. Too bad everything had to go to hell for everyone to finally listen. That's why I'm wondering what's really going to happen when we start listening to this. I'm wondering about the story. I keep hearing about how it started or whatever. It's real easy to see this guy's planned a lot of shit in his head. His mind just finally said, I'm not out of shit no more. And he thought he probably might be able to play a story out there. I think I had too many bases covered to deal with hell. You know what I'm saying? The way things are, the guy that lit the fires over there in Idlewild, that's the first name of the guy that sent me up here, the husband of the one that owns the cabin. And the last name is another guy I quit talking to from Laguna. I got a weird life. I can handle more than most people would take on. Anybody ready to listen, it's going to take more than just 15 minutes of the talk. But I do have the rarest things on the earth in this vehicle in 4 different bags. Natural plastics are rarer than diamonds. They're going to make a big deal when it comes to education and the history of what happened on the earth.
They grow out of the ground?
They'd want to kill me in a second. Yeah, isn't that amazing? Everything you ever saw in life came out of this crap. We're passing a lot of the pressure spots. I could drive you to them. I read this place like nobody's built it. This melt right here is off an old watershed in that bush right there. The old timers do this shit. Want to see one of the special spots? I know this place like nobody's business. Because I read the earth for real. Okay? See this right here? This place has been preserved forever. It used to be 2 homes here. They got beat up and they destroyed. Then they had beehives here a long time ago. Then they took them out. They didn't have them anymore. It took them out about 25 years ago. But right here in this dirt, special geology. There's special stuff in the ground. I know how to read this mountain and what happened when God cooked it. Because I finally got shown the mystery of what happened. It's never been done for a man before. But with all the studying that man had done, I got by the stuff that he missaid, and it explains something. Because this is the rarest place on the earth when it comes to geology. All the stuff that you never saw and all the stuff they kept a secret came out of the ground here, and they couldn't hide it all. So I guess they didn't destroy it. Some of them old timers left it for a reason. Or they'd have gotten rid of every drop of it, and I wouldn't have been able to have this conversation. But, you know, they had to deal with what was going on the earth at the time.
Do you have any children, may I ask you?
I had a common law marriage until they disallowed that. And that was with somebody I met in the park down here. And she had the same story my mother did. Her firstborn was kidnapped away from her. I finally met my half-brother one time when I was younger. I was about 8 years old, or 7, 8 years old.
Now you said we're almost the same age. I got you by a few months. What? Let me ask you this. It's 2018. If you were to see a young boy, an 8, 10, 12-year-old, and give him advice about life, what would you tell him? What advice would you give a young man or young boy trying to grow up in today's world, based on your life experience?
Listen to his parents, and eventually we'll see the truth. The truth is going to come out in life about everything. And that story about God is true. Becoming a man, living the life of a man, and suffering for man, and releasing himself. 7,000 years of man released a story to overcome the one he had a battle with, which was a leading angel. It's all the things that Christians believe, but it's going to come to light. All things are going to be revealed before the end of the age. It's part of this geological story I'm going to tell you. Also, I think everything in life is a morph. Like you and I come from something we can't see in the naked eye. We have the rarest weather and the rarest geology right here in this spot. Only other place that shares the weather is in the Holy Land. It's on the other side of the earth on the border line. Except that was a bigger continent, a rectangular ocean separated it, that rectangular crack. Okay, the first polar caps were put on the earth after Noah's flood dried. The only polar caps it ever had. Their single scourings were chunks that broke off the bottom or out of the mountains. I can tell you a lot. There was a mile less water on the earth before Noah's flood. That's why they don't know where the water came from. It was a humid earth. Man lived a long time. And then the first generation after the flood, they had Sodom and Gomorrah. The pressures on the volcanics were harder and popped through at the end of the Mediterranean and the desert. See, the life story of man had a story wrapped up into it to explain things. Nobody ever really did this before. It's going to get done, though. The Christians can't deny the word they uphold. God's the one that rules over everything. He's the maker and doer of all. He allows this crap to happen too, you know, but everybody had a chance at making a decision on life.
Free will, right?
That's right. And this situation right here is a little bit difficult right now because I've been dealing with them for 3.5 years. So when I get to talking about it, I'll talk to the people I have to talk to first, so I don't go saying too many things out loud about how they have to deal with stuff. But I've been raised around the police when I was young, so I'm doing the best I can for everybody. I just got a message on my phone. I heard it quick.
Hey, if you gotta do something, you can drop me anywhere you like. I tell you, you just saved me about 3 hours of walking, so I am a grateful individual. It's a lot smoother ride bouncing down that hill than it is walking up it.
Yeah. No, that is great. Buy yourself some food. Like,
That's your message, huh?
No, I got a free. When I went into Ralph's, the lady said, "You're the man that gets the $25 gift card today." So I gave my mom the message, right? Because I was running low on gas.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And I got to use my money for gas, and now I got to use.
You said she's 81, huh?
She said, "No, I mean that's not how she meant. No, she just said, no, that is great. Buy yourself some good food." She always wants me to eat. All right, what was you saying? I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's all good, man. It's all good. That's my van right there.
I know that was your van.
How about that?
If you'd like to talk again sometime, I'll talk to you, Kevin. I'll give you my telephone number.
That's great. Well, I'm going to stop the recording, but before I do, let me just say thank you, Vito. God bless you. I hope your Christian friends talk to you about Jesus. And I hope you are a Christian too, brother, just because I pray for your soul.
Yeah.
And it was really nice getting a ride down that mountain because it was a hell of a walk up that mountain. So thank you. Not that we went that high up the mountain, but still it was a hot day in August.
You're helping me.
And I'm glad you survived the holy fire. I'm glad the cabins we were near survived.
Yeah, I went up about, I don't know, an hour and 15 minutes after it started and grabbed my bags of gems and precious metals. And I heard him talking through the forest of them firemen and his little weasel voice he puts on when things aren't going smooth for him. Anyways.
All right. Well, we're going to sign off. This is Kevin Graham with KG Now. And Vito, thanks for the ride, brother.